And I'm Charlie. I'm the founder of Charlie the Traveler, and today we're going to be talking all about the Dominican Republic. You guys have been, I've been, my company operates over there, um, and it's a very fun place for sure.
Yeah,
So
mentioning Cuban culture there. Lots
Yeah.
to
it,
see.
there is culture there. I mean, some people skip over that because they just want the party and the beaches and whatnot, and it offers that as well. But
Right.
um, I mean, the culture is around you. I mean, just to give you a quick example, when I showed up at the airport. Like the people that were going checking your passports. I mean, they had like the Latin music and they're sitting there dancing in their seats. It sounds like a stereotype, like something you get out of a movie, but no, they were really doing it, and they weren't doing it as a way to entertain tourists. That was just them being them. They're very
Yeah.
passionate people for sure, very talkative people, um, and they dress very well.
Yes. And just kind, very just joyful people to be around, very proud of their country
And eager to show it
and
off.
eager to show it off. Like they're just very proud to show off what their country. It's not just parties, but there's so much more that people are not aware of. And the food's fantastic.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. So, I mean, there's a couple ways to. I mean, the two international airports in the Dominican Republic are Punta Cana and Santo Domingo. And Santo Domingo is the oldest city in the Americas. That was where the colonists first arrived. And you guys are history buffs, so I'm preaching to the choir, I'm sure on that one. Um, but it's a colonial gem over there. Um, some people don't give the city as much time as it deserves, but I tell people that if you only have 6 days, then fly into Punta Cana, fly out of Punta Cana. We can make a day trip into Santo Domingo. However, if you can squeeze in another day, I tell people to fly into Santo Domingo and fly out of Punta Cana.
Hmm.
And the reason being is because that northern peninsula, it's a Samana Peninsula, and that famous waterfall is up there, the El
Right.
Limon waterfall. And you go by horse to reach it.
Hmm.
But it's not only that waterfall, that whole northern coast has some of the prettiest beaches. And you would think that that would be like the number one spot that everybody goes to because how beautiful the beaches are up there. No, actually, they go to Punta Cana, which is also beautiful, but it's a hidden gem until now. I'm sure at some point it's gonna become the next Punta Cana, but um, it's definitely not a place to miss if you have that seventh day because um, you would arrive in Santo Domingo. You know, that first day that you arrive, we can take you to the main square. It's that second day where we make a day trip all the way up there. And it starts very early. It's a very full packed day. You even get on a little boat ride. Um, you see like a little island right off that coast there. You get to the waterfall, you're doing the horseback riding, and you're getting back late in the evening. So it is a packed day. I mean, for people who have more time, like 10 days, we can relocate over there. So you have time to relax. But usually people don't have that much. It's usually six, seven. Those are lucky numbers with the Dominican Republic.
Sounds like a great day. I would sign up.
So, the second day is when we typically do that very long day trip from Santo Domingo. The third day, and that one's a private tour, by the way. So the third day is when the other travelers meet you in Santo Domingo, and you're provided with a group tour with an English speaking licensed tour guide showing you all the highlights in and around the city. You see the landmarks, the colonial buildings and squares and all of this. Um, then on that third day, you leave Santo Domingo, relocate to Punta Cana. So that means you got 2 nights in Santo Domingo. The rest of your time is spent in Punta Cana. And I mean that's the one that the world knows. Punta Cana is the
Mhm.
spot right there. Um, and then what ends up happening the following day is you're taken to a place called Catalina Island, and they've got this Mediterranean recreated village called Altos de Chavon.
Hmm.
And it's very authentic. I mean, I've been there more than once, And the first time I went there, it's like, come on, this thing's going to be like a little gimmick or something. But no, they actually made it very authentic looking, like an Italian village,
Hmm.
basically. So, and it's a nice balance of a day, just because you're getting a beautiful island, Catalina Island, and then you're spending time in this like Italian type of village. So it's a good balance over there. Obviously the landscape's beautiful. Um, the next day is when we typically make that day trip up to the Los Haites National Park. Sorry, I didn't say Los Haitites National Park. There it is.
Hmm.
Um, and they got like a Mount Redonda where you basically go on a swing and you just got this gorgeous landscape all around you. Um, so that one's a very different day, because you're checking out some like local chocolate factory shop, and they've got like local coffee beans and this kind of stuff. So it's very different from your day of just like hanging out by the beach or going swimming and snorkeling. So
And there's
we do
world-class
try to
coffee
change it
there.
up. Hmm?
They have world-class coffee there, I understand.
Oh, the coffee's amazing, and the chocolate. I think the best
Yeah,
chocolate I had anywhere in the world, and I think one of the best ice creams I ever had anywhere in the world is there.
really.
Yeah, it was good stuff for sure. So yeah, I mean it's a nice change, and you see like these mangroves on that day. You're taken on a boat, and on almost all of these days, you're with other travelers. You're not with the same people every day, but you are with travelers, um, mostly from abroad, and you're experiencing these things with them. And then on the final day before you go home, typically we will take you to the most famous of all the islands off Dominican Republic. It's called Sauna Island. And on all these boat day trips, even with Catalina Island, there's like an open bar and you've got lunch on there. Um, and they make it really entertaining. The crew on the boats.
Do you recall what the
They claim it's an aphrodisiac too, but all these different things they claim about it.
No, not Bahama Mama, or
No, I think it's got rum in it, but
yeah.
yeah, I remember the name, but they always plug that. And
Yeah,
out of it.
they're very proud of their drink that
It's
they
got,
said cures everything.
yeah,
It cure.
unique local herbs and spices in it. Or I had that
um,
at the open bar.
no, I unfortunately can't drink alcohol. There's a little medication I take
Uh,
um, for seizures and stuff, so I can't
you're
drink.
high on life itself, then get to
Yeah,
travel
I
more.
am. But I mean, I would have loved to have sampled it. I'm sure it's delicious.
Well, the one thing I love partnering with you is that I know our clients are not going to be sleeping in tents. Everything is top of the line, and you're not going to just like drive them there, drop them off. You're going to stay with them. It's not like, hey, you're on your own kind of thing. You really take care of our travelers.
Yeah, that's yeah. I mean, I've spoken to a lot of travel agents about this, and more travel agents I speak to are female, so they understand this perfectly. So I say, you meet a guy, you're giving your trust to this guy, right? And he impresses you, with a nice dinner, and he puts you on some helicopter, and you do this beautiful flight scene tour, and there's champagne, and then he's got this band coming over, and they're singing for you, and he's singing you love songs, right, and the whole thing. And at the very end of the day, he takes you to Motel 6.
Bit
Okay. All right. How's that day going to end?
of a letdown.
Okay. You see, so, basically, you can give people a wonderful tour. You put them in a bad hotel, they're going to hate you for the rest of their life.
They
Um,
never talk about anything else.
Yeah, him.
they're not going to remember one thing other than you putting them in a bad hotel. So we don't do it. We use five-star hotels. Um, pretty much in all the countries where we operate. We're currently in 33 countries. Um, and we sometimes go to areas that are more remote and they don't have five-star, but we'll still then provide you the highest quality hotels that area has.
Right.
But in a place like Dominican Republic, we're using five-star hotels. Sometimes people will say, well, you know what, we love your tour package because you do cover all the highlights. This is the number one reason why the company I founded is here. Nobody covers any of these countries as comprehensively as we do. Um, and then we got thousands of five-star reviews that helps as well. Um, But people will say, look, we love your itinerary. It's very packed. You've seen do it all. But we want to save some money and we don't want the five-star hotels. We want maybe a four or three. So we'll typically sell the package without the lodging and they can just get it directly.
Mhm.
Um, the reason why we're reluctant to do it is because in the four and especially three-star hotels, they don't change out the vents in the air conditioning. And then you'll walk into the room and it's got this smell, and the room's not really dirty, but because of that smell, you're going to say, oh, this room's dirty. And it's just they haven't cleaned out the vent. And then they try to turn on the air conditioning and it's hot outside. The air conditioning doesn't work. And then, of course, they're upset. So um, if the hotel gets a bad review, we don't want it to come back to us. Like keep it at the hotel type of thing.
Right.
But we totally understand. Not everybody's got the budget for the five-star hotel. For the majority of our customers, that is what we provide. But we're also like understanding of those who need to save a buck and do so by having more budget-friendly hotels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all appreciate the flexibility and there's flexibility in the itinerary too, right?
Like, yeah, it's
There,
not in regards to dates. Like, it's not like, oh, you have to come this to this, and this is only available these specific dates. There's more flexibility working with you.
you start the tour whenever you like on any date.
Mm.
And other than COVID, we've never canceled on anybody ever.
Oh,
So there's no need to have a certain group size to guarantee your departure, like some of the competitors do. Um, Even solo travelers we welcome, and there's no supplemental fee for anything other than the lodging itself. And again, you're always with other travelers, so it's just the only thing you're not with the same individuals every day. You meet new people every
mm.
day.
Mhm.
Typically, sometimes there's some overlap, but that's the general rule with it. Um, and then you have your own concierge. You have your own on-call concierge who's physically there. These are guys who I've trained to take care of my customers, and these guys are there like for anything that you need. So before you leave, you're provided with an itinerary letter, and it'll just tell you, please be in the lobby at this time. So Ricardo will be there waiting for you. His WhatsApp number is this. Bring A, B, and C. We're taking you to one, two, and three. We recommend you have lunch at 12. Here are the popular restaurants in the area. We'll get you back to your hotel at 6 p.m. You have the rest of the evening to yourself, that type of thing.
Right.
Um, so it's just kind of just letting people know like what time you should be back, what time we take you for lunch, and so forth. But pretty much the second you arrive at the airport, you can turn your brain off. It's all taken care
Mhm.
of for you. You
Yeah.
have your fun and you forget all your problems. Um, at least until you come back home, you'll forget all your problems.
Can't help you beyond
It,
that.
and the beauty of working with us as their travel agent is we partner, we know you're going to take good care of our clients. And then also like so many people they'll come back and go, well, Google says, and it's like, yeah, you can't just like show up in the Galapagos and go to Ecuador and you think that you're going to just book a hotel and just go do tours yourself. There's so many people that they think that, oh, I'm just going to book it and I'm going to rent a car. Could you kind of give your input on that issue, that and why you'd
Mhm.
want to use Barker Travel Crew to help
It's risk mitigation for one,
yeah, risk
right?
mitigation for one. But people don't they think that they correlate us with the US where you can just rent a car and just drive
Just go
somewhere
crazy.
and go crazy and go sightseeing. It's not the same.
I mean, there are certain parts of the world where
Mm.
you can just show up and they've got a very extensive public transportation system and they got get on and get off buses everywhere. And the tourist office can provide with tour guides and all this kind of stuff. Um, the company I founded doesn't operate in those countries for that very reason. So they don't need me
Mm.
essentially. So people aren't signing up to what we have because you like my face or voice. It's because there's a need that you have, and you and us working together, we're able to service that need, right? So in a place like Dominican Republic, where they don't have that type of thing, they don't have this beautiful road infrastructure and trains and buses, and you go to the tourist information, and there's all these tour guides they're waiting for you. Um, there's a need for a company to come in and have everything organized for them. And it's not like a military drill. I mean, they're going to be having fun every day, but it's structured in the sense of, we're picking you up at 9 o'clock. We're taking you to the best beaches. We're taking you to the best mangroves. We're putting you on boats. We're getting lunch for you. We're giving you an open bar, right? So we're giving you what you want, but we're just putting it together in a very like orderly fashion. It's like watching a movie. There's a lot of work behind the scene, but people just sit down and enjoy, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's what a country like the Dominican Republic is about. It's not really the kind of place that you just want to show up and see what happens. I did that on my very first trip to the Dominican Republic. Um, and at the end of the day, I had fun, but you end up not seeing anything. You don't know what you're doing. That's
Right.
that's part of the problem. Um, I mean, you kind of have to know where to go and how to get there, and um, yeah, and then the hotels also because they got a bunch of hotels, and then a lot of these hotels are really far out, and you're not in the heart of anything. So even if you join some of these shared tours, you got to wait outside for like an hour and a half because they're doing this little like loop to pick up everybody from hotel to hotel, and you've chosen some hotel that's in the boonies. Um, and you could have slept another hour. Instead, you
Yeah.
woke up at 6:30 in the morning. You see,
Right.
so it's not like one thing that says, "Oh, there you go." But all these little things can start irritating you if you don't have the
Accumulate.
experience in a country like Dominican Republic, and that's why you have a job, and that's why I have a job, right?
Right.
Yes.
That's if someone's done the reconnaissance and handle the logistics for you
Yeah.
already. Much more enjoyable.
Now, that's that's right. I mean, in some countries, it's not only the organization because we also operate in countries like New Zealand and Canada. So obviously, there's not an organizational issue there. What you have an issue there is of cost.
Hmm.
So, they go, well, geez, there's all this beautiful stuff I want to see. I don't know how to do it economically.
Yeah.
And it's not easy to figure out. I've figured it out. Um, but in a place like that, it's just like, geez, I don't, I don't know how to do any
Many
of that.
choices, actually. Yeah.
It's overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It whereas working with us and you, we're able to really hone it down to, okay, here's the best places, and then you're not just square pegged in. You have to leave on this date, you have to do this, you have to do that. There's still that flexibility, and then we also have boots on the ground. So it's not like they're just gonna show up. If something goes wrong, we've got somebody who's got your back. That's a lot.
The expression that I have is you got a lot of eyeballs on you, right? So you guys, as the travel agent, if anything is going on, you guys are there virtually, but you got four eyeballs right there. And then you got the booking agent, right, who's taking care of the hotels and that kind of thing. That's another two eyeballs. You got your concierge who's physically in the country. And this is not just for the Dominican Republic, this is for everywhere we operate.
Right.
So if you need anything goes on, you got him. And you got your physical tour guide who is with you, right? And then if it's something really big, you've got me, right? That's a lot of eyeballs on you
Yeah. A lot of
at all
help with that.
times. So we
Yeah.
don't kind of just like we don't dump you somewhere and like, call us in a week
Yeah.
and let us
Good
know
luck.
you're okay. You know what I mean?
Have fun in Montana, kid. Yeah. So it is a great freedom so that you have that peace of mind when you're traveling that you've got all these eyeballs on you. Yet we also have a travel app. And we're monitoring flights. If things happen, you've got somebody in real time with you in real life with you as well. So I think it's a great freedom to have that while you're traveling. Because I remember as a college kid, I backpacked, and that was scary. I don't know what I was thinking, but going across countries,
Too adventurous.
it was a little too adventurous. Now that I'm older and I think about what I did, because I didn't know where I was going, I just got on the train and I went. I flew out there and I you know, just did it. And
Probably missed a lot of good stuff
I
because
think
it was there.
yeah, now I'm realizing all the stuff I missed.
Yeah. Now I gotta go
Because I
back.
didn't know what to, I didn't, it's the same thing as you just booking a hotel. I'm going to go to Paris, France, and flying over and, you know, okay, I saw the Eiffel Tower, but you didn't see other stuff,
The lesser known things.
a lot of lesser known,
Postcards. Yeah.
yeah, that that people just don't realize that you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, that is right. So different countries, different reasons why you need assistance. Places like Paris, Rome, there's so much to see, you can get overwhelmed with it. Um, but again, that's why we exist here.
Hmm.
I think the number one thing that almost everybody think of now, because I mean the clientele that we get, at least us, I mean it's a little bit older, is safety, right? So they want to feel safe. And
Sure.
when you've got the person physically there, and you've got the tour guides there, and you've got people picking you up, and you got your itinerary letter, um, you're you're feeling better about it, right? And then second to safety is the excitement of it, and just knowing that you're not going to be stressing out, that it's
Hmm.
all going to be handed to you on a silver platter, you know. And of course, there's the trust, and that's where people go online and look you guys up and look up Charlie the Traveler, and they'll see that we got thousands of reviews. I always tell people just like type into Google, what does Google think of Charlie the Traveler? And it'll tell you right there. It's very praising.
A lot of happy
Um,
customers. Huh?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, and the tour guides that we work with, I mean, Dream Vacations, we've worked with them for a very long time. They've been very good to us. Um, and the company's very organized. It's very like experienced. Um, and pretty much everybody I've spoken with, they're very friendly people as well. So, and they take their job seriously. They all do. And they jump when the customer wants something. I get phone calls just like, you know, 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay, Charlie, like, I want this now, type of thing. So
Wow.
they really, the Dreamification agents, they really um, they treat the customers like their cousin or like
Yeah.
something like that. You know what I
Can't let
mean?
them down.
Yep. Yeah, we at Marker Travel Crew, we do our best to accommodate. But I mean, there's still people who they think that they can fly somewhere for, like to Ecuador and go to Galapagos for $5,000 for a family of four. And it's like, no, maybe
Well,
per
sometimes we got to break
No,
bed.
yeah,
well,
sometimes you gotta
no,
Won't be that
yeah,
easy.
no.
yeah, reality.
Well, hold on. So responding with no is a negative answer. I say, great, take me with you. Okay, so that's all.
But like in the military, we learn early not to tell the commander, the boss, no, it's yes, but it will cost this.
I just say, sure. I'm signing up. You know,
Yeah.
just let me know, and So I mean, but we're all coming back to the same point, of course. Some places are more affordable than others. We also operate in Ecuador. The mainland is relatively affordable, and
Yeah.
it has one of the prettiest cities in all of Latin America, one of the top 10 prettiest cities, Quito.
Hmm.
Um, but the Galapagos Islands themselves are quite pricey, and the prices doubled after COVID. So, but in regards to Dominican Republic, I recommend people to go November through April. Even if you go in June, July, August, most of the day the weather's still good, but it
Still
does
not
rain a little bit
unbearably hot,
more.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's hotter. It's similar to what you get out of Miami and Cuba and all these kind of places in the Caribbean. Um, but November through April are the ideal, the prime months.
Mhm.
Um, you're going to need cars, whether you're driving yourself, which is something we don't recommend, or you're getting tours, like with tourists and vans and stuff like that. That's what we do. So this is how we're getting around. Um, Again, the itinerary is very solid. You cover all the highlights. Dominican Republic is still a relatively affordable country. Hotel prices are what has gone up a lot
Mhm.
compared to 5 years ago. I mean, back in the day, you'd go to Costco and the hotels in Dominican Republic were like next to nothing. And because it became so expensive, it's not like that anymore.
I think it's the
So
secret's going to get out about what a good destination it is.
yeah, yeah. So the food, the activities are still relatively affordable, but yeah, the hotel prices did go up quite a bit in the last 5 years.
Um, so for most of your uh, these are multi-generational tours for Dominican Republic, correct? Or is there an age limit?
No, no, I mean, we show the itinerary and we provide a video. And what you see in that video is essentially what you're going to be doing and seeing on the tour. Um, if you like it, we'll give that to you, you know. And we do get people from all age groups. I mean, we get girls at 30. I mean, customers who are in their 70s. Um, but I would say, as a general rule, it's usually the mom who's the boss, who's the decision maker. So either it's the wife like going with her husband, or it's the wife mother who's coordinating a tour with the husband and two kids, that kind of thing. So mom is kind of the heart and soul of it all, the spine, is putting it all together. So more times than not, it's the mom that I'm talking to.
The husband just usually wants to keep costs manageable, I think. Whereas the wife has an agenda of things to see.
Indeed.
And
But
then
yeah,
go ahead.
no, but I'd still say relative to the rest of Latin America, I would still say Dominican Republic is one of the more affordable destinations.
And in regards to like for lodging, are they going to be checking it for Dominican Republic? Can you walk us through like are they going to be checking in and out of multiple hotels or they're going to just stay in one location or
If you do the 7 day, you only have two hotels, Santo Domingo and Punta Cana. Santo Domingo, 2 nights. The other 4 nights are in Punta Cana. And the reason being is because remember, we take you up to the Seminole Peninsula, and we were
yeah.
talking about that earlier. If people just want one hotel and or if they only have 6 days, then you're staying the whole time in Punta Cana, and from there you're making day trips to Catalina, Altos de Chavon, Sauna Island, Los Haitites, Santo Domingo, and so forth.
Yeah, you still get Santo Domingo in the bargain, so yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
regardless.
the only thing you don't get with that 6 days is the northern peninsula and the pretty waterfall up there.
All right. That's a key feature, actually.
I'd rather
Yeah,
do the waterfall.
I definitely recommend people to do the 7, but if they don't have the time, we don't push them. We just okay,
Sure.
we don't have it, so let's just keep you in Punta Cana the whole time and show you everything else.
And the wonderful thing is it's like what's included. Your what's included list is what sells people. Because like for some of the other tour companies that we've worked with, um yeah, the price is lower, but I don't think the value's there as much because then we got to keep adding,
Mhm.
okay, entrance fees. It's like okay,
Oh,
additional
oh,
meals, and then
oh,
Fine.
I
nickels
just
and
I just saw you
dimes.
put your I just saw you put your seatbelt on. There's a fee for that too. They didn't charge you for the
Well,
seat.
Yeah,
nice to have it all included up front.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
lunches and going to and from. It's like no surprises basically.
yeah, we don't do any of that at all. I mean, along with being a businessman, I'm a traveler myself. So it's like I know what's gotten me upset over the years, right?
Mm.
You go somewhere and then they try to sneak in all these fees and play stupid with it and all that. No, I mean it's all the entry fees without any exception, they're included. If you get our package with the hotels, they're included. The breakfast is included. All the ground transportation's included. The boat transportation's included. The airfare, either you want like you guys to do it, or sometimes the customers just want to do it themselves. Um, but there's no hidden fees. A lot of the lunches are also included. Especially when we take you on those boat day trips. Um, so that is I think it's like 3 lunches as well as 3 open bars. You know,
Nice.
but when we take you in the evening, we take you back to your hotel at 6 o'clock. The day's done with. So at that point, you've taken your shower and you just go to dinner with your husband or kids or whatever. And that one's going to be on your own. But yeah, there's no surprises in terms of cost. It's just you show up and we take care of everything. You have a good time. Um, we make you forget all your problems and enjoy life.
Yeah, until you have
Good
to go
idea.
back.
All right.